I call this Town of Adams Board of Selectmen meeting to order Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. First, this meeting is being recorded live. Anyone from the audience who would like to record part or all of this meeting, please inform the chair, and I've already been informed by the Berkshire Eagle, and I would imagine Berkshires also will be recording some or all. Anyone else? Okay. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone please stand and join the Board of Selectmen in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. John? Next on the agenda is public comment. Anyone from the audience who would like to come up to the podium and ask the Board of Selectmen any question they may have, feel free to do so. Please state your name and address, please.
So Carol Cushinetti, Precinct 5, 31 Highland Ave.
I'm Corey Sharon, 19 Kerr Ave, Precinct 1.
So Corey came and presented some months ago some data from the visitor center, and we have an extenuation of that project that he's been working on. So he thought we would update you.
Yeah.
We would.
So when I came to you a couple months ago, we had talked about forming a subcommittee to evaluate some of this data and put it into place. And we have done that. We have established the Community Engagement Committee. We're a subcommittee of Pro Adams, and we're made up of 8 different members from local community organizations. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about what it is. I have a sheet to give you guys just with some writing on it, describe what we're doing, and what we're planning to. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
You're good, right?
Yeah. So we're a smaller committee made up of 8 members for now. We're obviously hoping to grow later on. We start off by looking at some of the data that we have already and seeing what we need to implement. So far, we've created a better way of organizing data. We got computers donated from the Susan B. Anthony Museum that we can use to collect data from the Visitor Center and the Glen Center, which are some of the most popular attractions in Adams. Right now, we're working on 2 main projects, which is putting more benches in the downtown area and cleaning up the Lime Street section of the trail. Our goal of this subcommittee is to not add more work onto the town, but to instead do the work ourselves so that we're not adding more work onto the DPW's very large responsibilities already. Our data comes from mainly visitors of the town who are not residents, so we get their unfiltered opinion about what they think our town has that are good and bad. And we use that data to kind of judge what we should implement and what we shouldn't. So, if you guys have any questions?
Well, this is public comment, so I appreciate you keeping the board up to date. I believe you're getting ready to go to school, right? That's why we didn't hold it off for a week or two for a regular meeting, but thank you. So when do you think we'll be hearing back from your group on the data?
Hopefully later in December, once I'm back, we'll have some physical changes that we can report on.
Great,
So.
Thank you. It's awesome. Anyone else who would like to address the Board of Selectmen under public comment? Seeing none, moving on to appointments. 4A, appointment of Holly Jaco as interim town administrator. I'll hand this over to Ken.
Mr. Chairman, I have a suggested motion for us this evening. record, I'll read my recommendation for this appointment into the record. It's dated August 11th, and says, recommendation for appointment of an interim town administrator. Pursuant to Section 6 of the town charter, I hereby submit the name of Library Director Holly Jaco as interim town administrator for your consideration. Ms. Jaco has nearly 23 years of experience with the Adams Free Library, the last 9 years as its director. She also has private sector experience in a variety of fields, most notably as personnel manager and in banking. Ms. Jaco holds a bachelor's degree from Boston Baptist College. I have found her to be a capable manager with the maturity and wisdom to fulfill this role until a new town administrator takes office. Ms. Jaco will schedule her time, spending such extra time as required so that she will fulfill the duties of both positions. Her appointment will take effect on August 18th, and she will receive a weekly stipend of $1,500. Thank you for your consideration of this appointment.
Okay, just a clarification, before we get into the discussion, the motion has August 16th, which is Saturday, your last day is Friday?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to use the August 16th date, Saturday. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Also, I think, which is rather new, and you have reached out to Labor Counsel Corey Higgins, correct? And he indicated that under Mass General Laws, Chapter 34, Section 78, there is an agreement, employment agreement, that should have been developed on the date of hiring from the, I don't think you have all the information here that I was looking at, but there should have been an agreement with, go ahead if you got it.
Library director should have an employment agreement with the town. Doesn't mean that her
Right.
current terms and conditions of employment will change significantly, but there should be a written agreement.
And the Mass General Law, Chapter 78, Section 34, the Board of Trustees of a free public library in any city or town, or in the absence of such board, the city or town official possessing the appointive powers of such board shall, except in the case of those employees subject to the provisions of Chapter 150E, execute a written employment contract with the employee of said library outlining the basic conditions of employment, including but not limited to the establishment of a probationary period and the procedure for dismissal during this period, and the establishment of a procedure which specifies the cause for dismissal after the completion of such probationary period. And this, I'm going back to, I don't know, 10 years or so, when Holly was hired, that this type of agreement should have been developed by the Board of Trustees, referencing the Board of Selectmen in regards to payment, benefits, salary, that type of thing, but I just don't remember off the top of my head today, so. But anyways, there is no agreement that exists as of now, as far as we know. So you're moving forward with your request.
So this can be seen as an expansion of her job duties. Ms. Jaco consulted with the Ethics Commission as I requested, and then I followed up with Town Council late this afternoon to make sure we were doing this correctly. I didn't think we were going to have to do anything special, but this motion you see in front of you is his recommendation, his assistance to me in drafting it.
Any questions for Ken? Holly, could you please come up to the podium? And we did reach out to Holly and request if she would be interested in doing this temporary town administrator role, which we anticipate could be 2 months, but we're never sure. And that's a different topic with the search group. But when someone accepts a position, they may need 3 weeks before they can leave their position. They may need 1 week before they can leave their current position. Or, it could be different type of reasoning. So we're just not sure. So we'll call it Just for discussion, we're calling this about a 2-month interim position. All right, open up to the board for questions. Or if Holly, you have anything you'd like to say first?
In lieu of an agreement, the Mass Board of Library Commissioners accepts the Rules and Regs Personnel Handbook as kind of a contract, because it does state what vacation is, what personal time is, pay is usually listed in there. That's what the Mass Board of Commissioners does.
So we may have got it right back then. We may have got it right. We'll have to go back and check, but, okay. It's good to hear, thank you. Anything else? You good? Questions for Holly? Or questions for Ken?
Yes, I
Joe?
have a question or two. First of all, I know Holly is very capable of taking on this job, but I'm wondering, how did this process go? I didn't know that Holly was going to be the interim town manager until I got the agenda. And could you tell me a little bit how that process went? Who was the people that were making this decision?
In discussions with Ken, we've had Donna in the past. She has come through for all the times we've had an opening, but she's at a point in her career where she said, thank you, but no thank you. So just going through the list of our department heads, we started, I think you were the first name. And we're good, if she said no, then we're on to the next person. Because I just felt, bringing to the board, that this person, because we don't know how long this is going to take, this interim position, that the person who does this should be a department head. So it was just going down the list. If the next person said yes, and when they agreed, because it's not an easy thing to do, it's a lot of time. And attending these meetings and having that responsibility. So we would just go down the qualified list of department heads and find someone to bring forward, someone that is working for the town currently, that we can, because we just don't know how long this is going to be, when is it going to end.
So, in short, you and Ken were the only two that...
Yeah, so what we do, like everything else, we bring forward recommendations. This is our recommendation. It's up to the board to make that decision. And
Yeah, I just want to say I met with Donna, and
Yeah.
she didn't say what you said to me, that she didn't want it. I just want to be upfront with you. I think that is a false statement on your part, not to say, because she didn't say that to me, she just wondered why.
Yeah, I've talked to her since.
Okay, you've talked to her
Talked to her,
since?
yeah.
Okay, yep. And now, Holly, I'm going to vote for Holly, there's no doubt in my mind, but this kind of stuff needs to stop, in my opinion. It should be more open, so I, as a selectman who've been here 15 years, I'm tired of reading stuff on an agenda and not knowing about it until I get here. And I want to be frank with you, John.
No, just, you can be Joe with me, but we put the agenda out on Friday, a draft. You can call the town administrator and say, I have questions. Right, that's what all of us can do. On Monday, it's put, we solidify that agenda, we hand it over to the town clerk, it's posted. On Monday, you will get an electronic copy of it in your email that you can review. If you have questions about it, which most of us do, we call the town administrator and say, what's this all about? I don't understand. But what you have been doing is coming to the meetings and just waiting for the meeting to happen, and then bring up all of your concerns to a meeting, where a lot of these can be taken care of prior. We can talk about this, you can talk to Ken anytime you want, the town administrator who works for us, and get any information you need, or any requests that you have. He's the guy, he works for us, and that's what I do, as a member. Board
Okay,
member.
well, I don't want to belabor this and make it a sour topic, but I've put things on the agenda, and they're not even talked about. Is that correct?
Well, there's a couple that we sent to the traffic commission, which I won't get into.
No, not to the traffic commission, about the budgeting.
Well, anyway, it's not on the agenda this evening, but you had a couple.
Okay,
Anyways.
yeah, but anyways, I was wondering, like, I'm just going to mention a name. Was Haley Meswar asked?
No, I started the list, and Holly said yes, so. Haley would have been perfect. Go ahead.
If I may, Haley's not eligible because of her elected status. So our charter, as we talked about in the, back in November when we were looking for an interim, nobody who serves in an elected capacity can serve as an interim town administrator or town administrator unless they are 3 years removed from their office.
Okay.
So that does mean that Kelly, Haley, and Paula are not eligible as department heads.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, thank you.
Thanks.
So
But they would be great if they were appointed, but they're elected.
I have a question, and it's just in a general, whoever we appointed as a department head, is there anything that keeps, is it legal to have them be working in their job and then being on as temporary town administrator? Is it something that the state allows?
Yeah, definitely, yes. There's an expansion of duties for her, so she's not holding two jobs. She's expanding her duties in this case. That's what we were told by the Ethics Commission Council, that Holly conversed with
I called them.
directly. And we have to work out the final details with this employment agreement, but yes, the simple answer is yes.
Good. I got a couple questions, yep. So first, I assume that there's some disclosures that need to be signed at some point for this to happen, somewhere along the line?
According to the Ethics Commission lawyer, no disclosures have to be signed,
No, okay,
because it's an expansion of her existing duties, temporary expansion.
okay. Just, the power of the interim town administrator would go up above just the normal duties, right? So there could be some
Right.
conflicts of interest potentially, I would think in some personnel and policy of some sort. I don't know, but that would be my question.
I don't think she could give herself a pay raise.
Yeah, it kind of creates some conundrums there, potentially. The other thing is, I wasn't sure if we should potentially put an end date or just keep it open-ended on here. I know it does say until a permanent successor is appointed. That should suffice, I imagine.
That's gonna have to. We just don't know the exact date when a new individual will be able to start after the board makes that selection.
Okay. And then the other question is, obviously, Holly, you're going to be doing your regular job, and that's 35 hours a week, I believe, correct? And obviously, this is going to be in addition to all of the other duties you have. So that's going to be a lot of hours a week. Is that something you're going to be able to juggle, during the day between the two buildings and?
Yeah. I have a really good staff at the library. I have pared down a lot of being in the library world, I end up, leaving the building and having to go to different meetings and things. I've removed myself from committees so that I can take this on.
Okay.
The library runs like a well-oiled machine, so.
That it does. And then the temporary stipend is listed here as $1,500 per week. That's accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And my last statement is, Ken, you just mentioned regular duties for Holly. She's kind of outside the regular duties that take place within a town hall. It's certainly a whole different atmosphere, a whole different way of having to do things. When you're a librarian, it's different for a librarian. So that's something that will take a while, I believe, for Holly to get up to speed with. And I think that we're going to have to make sure that the people within this building feel comfortable and will be on the side to assist Holly at all times when she needs something. Because in some ways, we slighted Holly when we made her take a drop in pay at the town meeting, her in Sarah Fontaine. So anyways, I'm going to vote for Holly, but I'm just so discouraged on this board that you say, well, you can go up and, I knew Ken was going, but I had no idea how this was being played out. So you're telling me, John, that, oh, you can go see this and you can go see that. I've been up in that office a few times, and each time I've gone up there, the person at the front desk says, well, Ken is busy, Ken is busy. So please don't insinuate that I don't go up to the office. I do.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you, Holly. I appreciate you stepping into this role. I know it's probably out of the norm of maybe what you were thinking that you would be doing, but I do appreciate it, and it is similar to what other departments have been able to do for the town over the years. John had mentioned, Donna had done this at one point. I know Mary Beverly had also stepped in. Long-serving department heads who can help out in this way are very much appreciated. So thank you. I think our commitment is to try to get through the hiring process quickly so that this isn't a forever appointment. To, I believe, Jay's credit here, who pointed out that there isn't an end date. So I appreciate you going on this journey with us and trusting that we will get our work done in a timely manner. And while I have the opportunity, I just wanted to say thank you to Ken for serving the town of Adams for the last 8 months. I know that you've run out of hours because we kept you pretty busy, but thank you for stepping up.
Thank you for saying
helping.
it's been a real pleasure, mostly.
Mostly, I got you. I'm sorry about all those meetings.
All right. What is the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we appoint Holly Jacob. Oh, this one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Where did it go?
Ken gave us, yeah.
I move that Holly Jaco be temporarily assigned the interim town administrator job duties beginning August 16th until a permanent successor town administrator is appointed or the board assigns such duties to someone else, whichever is sooner, and that such duties are performed in addition to her library director duties, i.e. library director, interim town administrator. And further, that an employment agreement pursuant to MGLC 34, Section 78, shall be prepared between the town and Ms. Jaco in furtherance of defining said duties and compensation, including a temporary stipend of $1,500 per week, be paid while she is performing the duties of the town administrator.
Okay, we have a motion by Ann. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Christina. Any final discussion? Thank you, Holly. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? None, unanimous decision. All right, appointment B, the appointment of Town Administrator Screening Committee. I'll read these names first. Jonathan Butler, Jerome Sokoloff, Jackie Kelly Olson, Carol Cushionette, Kylie Ryan, Sarah Fontaine, and Robert Pitko. So what the board was requested to do was to provide names to the screening committee that will be working with our subcontractor who is doing the search. And this is your final verification that these are the individuals. I received these, so I guess I'm taking this over. So to get these to Rick, and then he's going to be working with them.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Town Administrator Screening Committee, Jonathan Butler, Jerome Sokoloff, Jackie Kelly Olson, Carol Cushionette, Kelly Ryan, Sarah Fontaine, and Robert Pitko.
Motion by Ann. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jay. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have some discussion. I was wondering, I think for the people watching this tonight, there was supposed to be 2 names submitted by 5 selectmen, which would equal 10 members. And as I see, we have 7 members. And I think it would be advantageous to people to know what individual on the board put the names forth. So I'm going to start off and say that I put the name of Robert Pitko, who is here. He's at the Adams Market. He's a manager. He's a family man. I liked what I know about him. He's around people all the time of different ages, different economic backgrounds and social backgrounds, so I feel that he was a good choice. I picked Kelly Ryan, and it's wrong here. She is a newly retired elementary school teacher, and prior to her teaching, her mother, who's now passed, Brenda Robinson, was a longtime educator for the town of Adams. And with the situation of our school, I thought it important to have an educator or past educator from the Hoosick Valley Regional School District who can maybe give a good outlook or a good synopsis of what's going on at our school. So those were my choices.
Congratulations to Kelly on her retirement. Anyone else on the board like to discuss the individuals that the names they submitted?
I put forward the name of Jerome Sokoloff as somebody who has run for the position of Select Board for 2 years in a row and has been engaged as a town meeting member and on the Historical Commission to represent a couple of different bodies, and also an educator. And I put forward the name of Jackie Kelly Olson, who is co-chair of Pro Adams.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I was negligent and missed the deadline, so I wasn't able to put the names through because it was closed off.
Hopefully he's not mad at me for saying who it was, but I nominated Jonathan Butler, former town administrator for the town. I figured who might have a better opportunity to pick a town administrator than a former town administrator, might have some good ideas and some reflection from his time here, so hopefully he's not mad.
And I submitted Carol. I have on here as a community organizer, and I apologize for that, because it would take a few pages for what you do for this community, the volunteer time you put in. So Carol's also a member of the Finance Committee. She's when I say community organizer, she has a monthly meeting with many of the private and nonprofit organizations in the community to work together to ensure that their events are not happening at the same time, but also that they work together to make the events outstanding for our community. And she's a retired General Dynamics manager. So thank you, Carol. The other name I put in is put in for the position itself, so that was my second name.
How about Sarah Fontaine?
Sarah, talking to Ken, we talked about we probably should have an employee from the town that would represent the town. Discussion was that Sarah would be a excellent choice, so we reached out to her and she agreed.
Okay, I was just wondering, I've been through, well, as you have, John, picking town administrators. Have we ever had a town employee on the selection committee? I can't think of one offhand. Could you name one?
Sure. The Tony one, we had the director of the Council on Aging as a member of that committee.
And who was that at the time?
Erica Girgenti.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I believe that the chief was too, Chief Tarsa.
And Chief Tarsa also. So
Yeah,
there's
I just wanted to know, because I don't remember any.
Yep,
I've
there-
tried to look back. Okay,
there's
thank
right-
you, everyone.
Yep. Okay, we're good there. So we have a motion and a second, I believe, correct? Any further discussion? And thank you, everyone, for volunteering your time for this. You'll hear something soon. I'll get all of your contact information over to our subcontractor. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, unanimous decision. That's it for appointments. Next is licensing. We have a one-day malt and wine liquor license application for the Bounty Fair to serve at the Adams Theater, 27 Park Street, Adams, on Saturday, August 16th, 2025, from 6:30 PM to 7:30 PM.
I'll make a motion that we approve the one-day malt and wine liquor license application for the Bounty Fair to serve at the Adams Theater, 27 Park Street, Adams, on Saturday, August 16th, 2025, from 6:30 PM to 7:30 PM.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jay, any discussion?
I don't have a discussion, but each time we bring up the Adams Theater, I look out into the camera and I ask the people of this community and nearby to come down and see a show. I think that you'll be impressed, so that's my little plug.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, any abstentions? Unanimous decision. All right, the item 6 is an executive session. We have well, let me just say, an executive session pursuant to General Law, Chapter 330A, Section 21A6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body. Subordination request for a minority, 71 North Summer Street, under Federal Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program, deferred payment loan, and not return to open session. We'll just return to adjourn. So do we have a motion? Somebody could read that, please?
I'll make a motion that we go into an executive session pursuant to GLC 30A S21A6 to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chair declares that an open meeting law may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body regarding subordination requests for minorities, 71 North Summer Street, under Federal Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehabilitation Program, deferred payment loan, and will not return to open session.
Motion by Ann, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Jay. The chair does declare, this is, any discussion?
Yes, not a discussion, but a consideration. I think it'd be appropriate to have the first name of minority rather than just minority. I know it's the minority residence, I know where it is, and I guess that's okay, but it should be a specific first name and not just minority.
Okay.
Because there's a large family of, well, there was a large family of minorities in Adams, but a lot of them, of course, I believe all of them have married, but.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote. Joe?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Christine?
Yes.
Ann?
Yes.
And John, yes. We will take a 5-minute brief recess before going to executive session.